Hi guys, welcome to EMENDY Multimedia Technology Institute. I'm going to talk to you today about drum miking techniques. I'm going to go through 3 drum miking techniques. The first one is called the Glyn Johns technique. And as I explain this to you, I'm also going to show you how I mic'd up the kit, what techniques I used, and also just a little short clip of the drum sound that you will get at the end of the day. The second technique I'm going to show you is just your standard drum miking setup. So the third technique that we're going to look at is a more advanced drum miking technique. So this is where you have got more microphones to play around with around your drum kit. And this is how it's going to happen.
The cymbal set that I'm going to be using today is an Anatolian Ultimate cymbal set. The drum kit that I'm going to be playing is a Yamaha Stage Custom. So for your first miking technique, you place your overhead microphone directly above the snare drum, about 2.5 drumsticks from the center of the snare drum. The overheads that I'm going to be using are Rhode NT2A models. As you can see, my second overhead is placed next to my floor tom, exactly the same length away from the snare drum that the overhead above the snare drum is from the center of the snare drum. Both of the overheads are configured in the cardioid polar pickup pattern, and this is a condenser microphone. On my snare drum, I'm using a Shure SM57 dynamic microphone, about 2 fingers length away from your snare drum. On the kick, I'm using an AKG D112 dynamic microphone, placed in the middle of my kick drum. For the Glyn Johns technique, you only use 4 microphones. Let's give it a listen. So for the second miking technique, I'm placing both overhead microphones above the whole drum kit, capturing the overall sound of the kit, focusing on the cymbals. A pencil mic was also added to this technique, and this mic is an SE Electronics 3 model. I also mic'd up all 3 of the toms individually for this technique, and the microphones that we're using here are the Senhizer's MD421. They are also placed about 2 fingers width away from the actual drum. Let's give it a listen. For the third technique, I added a room microphone about 4 meters away from the drum kit, and it's also a Rhode NT2A model, placed on omnidirectional pickup pattern. On the kick drum, I added another microphone facing towards the skin of the bass drum. This microphone is the Shure SM7B. Together with the top snare, I added a SE Electronics 3 pencil microphone together with my Shure SM57 picking up the top of the snare drum. I also added a microphone picking up the bottom of the snare drum, and for this I used a Shure SM57. Let's give it a listen. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting music technology related videos.